So we have some time for questions.
I have a question. We've heard many ways about how privatization increasingly encroaches upon the public institution. But what are some ways in which we can maintain the public and perhaps even increase it, or is this a pipe dream?
The public character of this university has everything to do with the future of this state, with your brothers and sisters, your children, your grandchildren, with everyone in the state. One can talk about this in economic terms if you think about it in terms of business. The university produces a huge return to the state for every dollar paid in higher education. But that's not what this is about. The question is, are we going to have an educated population? This university has produced more than 1 million people who have been educated in UC. I mean, that's remarkable. That is the question. And then the question is, it is sometimes said that the people of this state don't want to pay for higher education or for education. That is not true, because it is a minority that is running the legislature. And we have one person, a governor, who wants to stop that. But the majority of the people of this state have elected legislators who are Democrats, who would like very much to increase education, increase that revenue, and increase revenue for all the needs of the state, including higher education. Remember, most of the people of this state want this to continue, want other programs that make this a civilized state to continue, and they're not aware that it is a minority that's stopping it. What is involved here is the lack of political commitment by not only students, but just about everybody else. People think that politics is outside of them, that they can't do anything. It's not true. You can.
I did know about the walk-off on September 24th. I think it's a great idea. And I want to make a suggestion to you that comes out of my own experience as an undergraduate in 1970. After the invasion of Cambodia, the university went through a period called reconstitution. Departments moved off campus, and students and faculty and graduate students gathered together, and then they went out into the community and taught people about the university, well, probably the university, but the American government's participation in what was going on in Southeast Asia. I urge you as faculty to do something similar and go out into the community, not just in Berkeley, the East Bay, San Francisco, wherever, and educate people about the value of this institution. It won't be easy. You have to deal with some reasonable concern about executive pay, but I don't think people understand how faculty work, the need for adequate compensation, and what's going on with student fees. That's my suggestion to you.
Thank you.
A good website to look at is Berkeley Cuts, berkeleycuts.org. There are links for faculty, for graduate students, for undergraduate students, for parents of undergraduate students. It's a great resource. It has a lot of information very specifically about the money and the budget cuts, where the money is supposed to go to and how it's being appropriated or misappropriated. And also for the graduate students in the room, there's a meeting in 330 Wheeler on Thursday at 6 p.m. There's also a Google group set up for graduate students with a lot of information, and we're trying to coordinate with the faculty as well. So there'll be a teach-in and also a walkout. And additionally, the last comment about outreach to the community in the high schools, part of what the graduate students would like to do is also go into the high schools, because this would be affecting the high school students who are applying for college.
Great, thank you. Please.
I'd like to hear what opinions you might have regarding how the faculty, student, and unions can work together. In what way is that going to continue going on? Because I understand that the 24th, UCB is doing a strike, and that's basically joining forces, but I'm hoping that that joining of forces was going to be more of a permanent, and I'm wondering what you guys think about that.
University faculty is a complex and most often disappointing body. It sees every side of the issue, and I never understand why seeing every side of the issue doesn't mean that you can decide which side you're on. But there's a number of faculty who are actively working with student bodies and with the unions in support of the 24th, the walkout and beyond. And let me just tell you the latest news. You know, it's all a little bit still in flux, but I can tell you that on the 23rd, the evening of the 23rd, in Wheeler Auditorium, there will be a teach-in on the crisis of the university in preparation for the walkout, with speakers including Wendy Brown, Ananya Roy, Robert Reich, and others. 7 to 9, the 23rd, Wheeler Auditorium. And on the 24th, there will be a lot of us, students. It's absolutely great that the University of California Student Association has just come out with a strong, excellent declaration in support of the 24th walkout. Students, unions, and faculty will be honoring that walkout, honoring the picket lines, joining the picket lines, and coming together for a rally in Sproul Plaza at 12. Beyond that, there are various things being planned, right? And you know, it's always ad hoc. It's underway. One moment I can tell you about in the future is that Naomi Klein is coming to campus to give the Mario Savio lecture in October, and there are various events planned in and around that. It will be ongoing. There's plenty to do.
I want to add one comment to this. The problem of solidarity with unions and students and graduate students and faculty is really disturbed by the enormous fear that faculty have of being further disvalued for what we do. And I think it's time to put those fears aside, because I don't think it's true. I think we just need to reach out more to the public and tell them, remind them what it is we do and how we built the state and how we built the biotech industry, for better or for worse, and how we built, you know, besides, well, you know, all of the things in Silicon Valley and communications and media and Hollywood and so forth. But anyway, on the 24th, there was a big debate about whether faculty should or should not join the walkout, because we might look like we were lazy and going fishing, or that we wanted another day outside the classroom. And so, in fact, there was a sense among the members of SAVE that we should do teach-ins, so walk out, walk in, and some sort of a blend of that, and kind of leave it up to the professors and their classes. But I think most are going to try to join the picket line, to go to Sproul Plaza at noon, teach their classes as an educational, or not teach their classes, but to focus on the current crisis. And then some are having, because I was taking this to heart, I have a teach-in on 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock on the 24th, and the invitational speaker, Roberto Mezzini, is one of the founders of the democratic psychiatry movement in Italy, and engaged in younger years in tactics of direct action, which were then part of a broader movement against the idea of total institutions. I think the university can be at times a total institution. So if anyone wants to know some of the strategies used in terms of guerrilla theater, in terms of puppetry, in terms of installations, in terms of the arts, then they might want to come. It's at the ARF Center, the 24th, 4 to 6 o'clock.